Hey everybody, welcome to This Ephemeral Life with your host, Adam Byers. Yes, me, and I will and you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome back, welcome if it's the first time, welcome if it's the last time to another episode of This Ephemeral Life. I am your host, Adam Byers. I'm happy to be with you here again at the Roost Podcasting Network in the Roost Podcast Studio. And I'm super excited to bring on my guest for today. And I'll tell you why in a second. But first, please welcome Matt Cook.
Hello.
How are you, Matt?
This is cool. This is my first podcast.
Is it ever?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah. Well, don't be intimidated. It's really chill, obviously. Welcome into the studio. I'm really happy to have you on because I think like maybe January of this year, January 2025, you started coming in. I feel like coming and finding me at my place of business.
I definitely was. And I have since laid off.
It's fun.
Because I'm like, look, I can talk comedy for hours.
Right.
And I'm like, I was all of a sudden after maybe out of the second or third visit, I'm like, bro, he's at work. Like he needs to do work. Like
you see me looking around.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to get him fired. So I'm like, all right, well, so this is perfect. This is no work, no customers, no alcohol to be sold.
No, nothing happening around us. What I like just to explain to people, like I work at a store. So Matt would come find me and ask me for advice or ask me questions and talk about his last set and stuff like that. And I kind of got the idea, like oddly enough, to do a podcast. And there was one thing you said that I don't remember if you said this. You were talking about object work.
Yeah.
And did you said churning butter?
Churning butter, yeah.
And I've had that written down for like 10 months now.
Yeah. What, you didn't call the podcast Churning Butter?
The episode of this is probably going to be called Churning Butter, unless it's something I'll explain. It might have another title. Don't worry about that right now. Explain to me churning butter real quick, just in your mind.
Churning butter is something that is object work that I've seen it done. I've done it before. Mm-hmm. Nobody churns butter anymore. Nobody churns butter. And yet you'll have like, especially, I think it's especially for people who are just kind of starting to perform too. And like, they don't know what to do. You could do anything. You could be mowing the lawn, washing dishes, playing ping pong. But for some reason, churning butter,
just making that motion. Yeah,
I'm glad we have the cameras so everyone can see that. Yeah. Clip that, GIF it. Yeah.
Well, there are kids out there that don't know what churning butter is. I don't have time to get into the specifics of that, but you can Google it. It's something that used to be done all the time. But churning butter, to your point, it's a physical thing that you can do, because I wrote down this, like back when we talked, like doing something is better than doing nothing. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because
it doesn't, if you do start churning butter, your partner can label it something else.
Right.
Even though you're like, well, I'm now in the 1800s and I'm got a cow next to me, and all of a sudden your partner can change that in an instant and be like, you're washing golf balls or something like that.
Oh, that's another good thing that motion does.
That motion does. You're right.
We love golf on this podcast, by the way.
Okay, cool. I don't golf. So.
That's cool. I don't golf well. I wanted to touch on that first because you are part of the inspiration for this show in its entirety, because it was kind of, well, first of all, thank you for seeking me out in those moments and saying hey, you want to talk about prov, because I think everyone goes through stuff, and that's kind of the point of this. So off the top, off of churning butter, I've seen you perform a lot in the last year. I've seen you continue to grind and continue to get better. When it comes to improv, I haven't seen you do stand-up much, but I know that you're grinding on that too and going places on that too. And we will touch on that.
Sure.
Big time. When the other day I saw you perform, and you came on stage and you did a really good job of physical work. You were I think you were like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I've been wanting to break out a Hunchback character.
Has that been in your mind for a while?
Yeah. It's not about Hunchback. It's more Igor, your typical Igor from Frankenstein and stuff like that. I'm obsessed with, I can't remember the guy from Young Frankenstein with the
Dennis Borgnine, and
he was the Igor, but anyways,
the guy who played Igor.
Yeah, that guy, and I don't know. That's just a character from my childhood that lives rent free in my brain.
Yeah,
and so it's been like waiting to come out on stage. I haven't even done it. Like Laura and I, we practice, but I've never busted that character out before. And I don't know what. Finally, I just was feeling myself that night, and
it's time.
And I'm like, all right, screw it. Let's do it. So and that was fun. I liked it. I think. I don't really even remember the scene.
Were you being have you done that physical move before? Did that come from something in your real life, or just the fact that you had it in your back pocket?
So,
because I'm curious about that.
No. It's really funny. Like I remember since like, I don't know, my teens or 20s, I've just been obsessed with Igor.
Okay.
Like, and I'll just start like walking around like Igor, like on my own, you know, or around friends and stuff like that. And that's just like, I don't know why. It's just an immediate character that I can fall into.
But you've been doing it like with your friends forever.
Right, exactly.
That goes into my question regarding this is like, do you feel like, because I've had this thought before, do you feel like it's cheating? Hear me out. Do you feel like it's cheating to have a move like, or have a character or have like even like an accent that you've done in real life or that you've been thinking about doing and bring it out on stage? Is that cheating on improv? Because improv, it's supposed to just be whatever, you know, whatever comes to mind, or like what invention or not invention, but discovery rather than invention.
Right. Yeah. But I think at the same time, you're still leaving the opportunity for discovery. If you have been thinking about doing something, if you have been trying things, I mean, I think that's a big way that you grow as an improviser. And again, this is really my freshman year.
I was going to ask you how long you actually have been doing improv.
So I think I started taking classes at the Nest in 2023, something like that.
That sounds right.
And then so throughout 2023, 2024, we started doing that. And then, so then I got on to the team Foul Play here last October after auditions. And so this was like my first time, you know, okay, you've got a actual rehearsal schedule. You have a stage schedule. And then dual.
You start getting reps is what you're saying. You finally can like start getting some reps under your belt.
So truly my freshman year. I forgot where we started with that though.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just leading into like a big question that I have for you, which is just that general idea of like, discuss, like, okay, this is it. Let's not bury the lead. You also do stand up. How many times a week do you get out and do a set?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Which is incredible. I see it on your social media all the time. You're always out there doing your thing. Like, and it's impressive. First of all, I don't have the time for such a hobby. I wish I did. I honestly wish I did. I'll also say this just to share my point of view. I can't write very well. I feel like I'm pretty good at making stuff up and responding to gifts and things people give you, but I find it really hard to sit there and like write a structure of a joke, find a punchline. So my question is, when it comes to performing, do you find that stand-up has made it easier because you're always looking for the joke, or do you find that it's made it harder because it's not you're building the scene with your partner?
So honestly, stand-up's made improv easier just because stage time. I mean, honestly, the act of getting on stage is flexing that don't give an F muscle, you know.
Sure.
I'll keep it clean for the kids.
You're fine. In a minute, I'm going to ask you what your Instagram is. So.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then it's flexing that don't give a fuck muscle.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It truly is, because I mean, once you've gotten up on stage a number of times and you didn't die, you've bombed. I bombed in improv. I bomb all the time at open mics, but it's part of the process. And then you realize you didn't die, but you take away the feedback from it and you just come back and do better. And so that's made me feel really comfortable with improv, just because also I've been playing with crowd work more in the last couple months as well. And that's kind of true improv. You know, I mean, it's like you ask somebody a question, you say something about them, and they say something back. I did want to get back, though.
That's a gift. That's a gift. Right? I mean, you're taking a gift no matter what.
I did want to get back to that. I forgot the question. I remembered the question.
Go ahead. Lead the way.
That you asked is it cheating? Is bringing in an idea that you thought of previously cheating? And I don't think it is, because, for example, I mean, it helps to talk about it. I just try it out. Like, for example, like one of the things I'm inspired by Heavenly Brothers is that I like that you every now and again, and you don't overdo it, but every now and again you like will bring the audience into it a little bit.
That's
and
part of the fun.
It's like you didn't just probably do that. You and Alex, you probably talked about it a little bit, or maybe you just started doing it, but it's something I'm sure it's something you guys discuss when you rehearse.
I mean, that's true. I think the cool thing about it with me and Alex is that like that came about based on just getting a suggestion. And I think I threw my hands up. I threw my hands up and Al saw that and he was like, I was kind of out facing the audience because I'll respond to someone's, if we get a weird get, like the other night we got this insanely weird, you were there, I think, we got this insanely weird word as a get. And I'm like, well, I need some follow-up. I need you to define that. So I want to interact with this person who decided to say this, like, I can't even remember the word. It was crazy, but like, I want to respond to that. And then I think I threw my hands up and Alex saw that and he kind of did the same thing. And we launched into a scene that was on a stage and it ended up being some sort of like religious, like, I can't even remember, but it was on the stage outward. And of course, like a classic Heavenly Brothers set, there's multiple characters. We had talked about doing that. Shout out to Middle Edition Schwartz. I mean, that's seeing that Netflix special, the kind of improv that specifically Ben Schwartz does, like really the power of that mono scene and being able to change characters and then know that that character is still there, but someone else is either taking it or he's just hanging out, he or she or they are hanging out in the ether as like someone on stage that isn't currently being portrayed. I always wanted to do that, but I think going back to like grinding and repping, like we didn't feel comfortable doing that until recently. So the first time we did that and kind of made it meta, for lack of a better term, that was an accident, but we liked it. And
so that therefore you keep, you
evolve it, but it did come, luckily that it initially came through discovery, but I'll just tell you, like before a show, we'll sit there and remind ourselves like, hey, we don't have to do that.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
If it doesn't make sense, then don't do it. If it does, let's do it.
But it's improv. It does require tools in your tool belt. I mean,
Definitely.
like for example, I mean, that's why we take all these workshops and stuff like that. And I mean, in a way, it's almost planning. Like it's not planning, I mean, it's putting tools in the tool belt so they're there. But I mean, you learned that already, so you're going to put it on stage. So therefore, it was slightly planned. I don't know. I think like improv is like 90% just go up, do stuff. Yeah. But like, I don't know, it helps like 10%, just talk with your partner, your team, whatnot about something you want to try. And again, I think that's perfect. If you don't do it, F it, like
if it doesn't come up, there will always be more sets.
It doesn't come up. There's always more sets. But I think it's important. I think it's also important for your growth to think ahead a little bit too. Okay. I mean, one of the things that I started slacking on recently with stand-up was recording, like video recording my sets. And I've been doing that, to take notes, see where the people laugh, see my body language and stuff like that. And then I stopped doing that for the last couple of months because I just want to have fun. I just want to get up there.
Was it more of like you were treating it like a job?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. And it is a little bit of a study, I'm a student, but now now that, Laura and I and Sticky Delivery are going to start doing Sticky Delivery. Yep. So now that we're going to start doing more sets. It's just gonna. Sorry, I got lost.
That's okay. What you're saying is what you're trying to say is that at the end of the day, improv and stand up as well, it is supposed to be you having fun.
Oh yeah, sorry. Laura, I'm just gonna start recording more of the sets because that I don't know. You have to watch stuff. Yeah. I think it's really important because even if again you don't use what you learned from watching your video from the last performance, that's still in your head. Yeah. When I was a Muay Thai fighter, an amateur Muay Thai fighter, back in, I don't know, my 30s or whatever, early 30s.
But I was going to say, how old are you?
I'm 42.
Oh, okay. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
You look great.
No, thanks. Yeah.
You look great. Thanks. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, anyways, I do that for the camera. I wouldn't record myself.
Sure.
I didn't like watching myself.
I was going to say, why didn't you like watching yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it was just like, I don't know, I don't like watching myself. A lot of people say that, and I get it. I totally get it. Like actors, they don't use, I think Johnny Depp doesn't see his own movies. There's something like that. Like, I don't like watching myself.
But like, can you delve, like, because I'm the same way. I mean, we've had friends record Heavenly Brothers sets. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple that I've watched back and like, even though I really liked what I did, I still feel uncomfortable. I'm wondering, like, is that just because of imposter syndrome? Is that because we don't? Because I look at that and I see like I get laughs when I'm on stand up is probably way different. But when I'm on stage in an improv show and I get a laugh, it really helps. Mm-hmm. But then I can't remember. That's part of all this, right? This shit is ephemeral. Right. Like I can't remember exactly what it was. if I record it, I can look back and go, oh, that was a good move. I picked up on that. But I still don't like watching. Yeah. it's like, okay, I'll watch it a couple times maybe if I really liked a moment. But
yeah, I think for me, me and maybe for some other people, man. It's just, you're afraid to watch. You're afraid to cringe at yourself.
Why? Yeah,
which is so dumb because you're a performer. You're up here. You're going to have cringe moments, whether you're a fighter, performer, or whatever. You're going to cringe at yourself, but it's so important to, I think for me now, especially it's important to cringe at yourself because, and then just let it go.
Well, that's actually leads right into a question I just thought of. I think we're on the same wavelength here. Was there ever a time when you took shit with you after bad sets?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Like, has that developed for you over the last year?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, again, it just comes with reps as well. Like just knowing that you're going to get another shot on stage soon, relatively soon to, right the quote unquote wrongs in your head that you've decided are wrong, but probably no one else thinks are wrong.
Fix the problem that was in that last set that won't be the same as the next set you do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I've definitely taken negative feelings away.
That's good.
But I mean, it is good, but it's also good to process them in the right way too, because, I see a lot of people and they get on stage and they just they get off stage and immediately are just like, oh, that was nice. Like, they're just like, and it's like, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. And I think it's really helped me a lot. Like, I would recommend if anyone in improv wants just to get stage time, just do stand-up. Just go to open mics. Even if you're not interested in stand-up, just go up there, do stuff. You don't even have to write. Just do crowd work. Just do whatever. But what you need to do is be comfortable with your cringe. We're all cringe. Every human has their cringe moments. I had cringe moments last night. It was hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious to me, but I don't know. But again, it's just human. It's just like, that's, I think, what really stand up and improv has shown me is I'm just as human as everyone else.
Right.
And now I'm not afraid to, not worried about watching stuff anymore. Because it's like, if you thought you were lame, okay, then just do something different next time,
Yeah. It's really profound. I mean, like, it's nice that I'm just happy to hear that you are at that place right now, because I know it takes a while. It can take a long time for people in either art form that we're talking about. It took me a while. Is there anything that you, just talking about improv real quick one more time, and then we'll talk about how good you are at making people laugh on stage.
Oh God. Okay.
I know you'll handle that so well. One last main question that I like to ask everybody as soon as this recording started. Is there anything you like dislike about improv or hate about improv? I know hate's a strong word. I always say hate is a really strong word, but like dislike strongly. Anything that is bugging you right now?
No.
That's good.
I mean, I don't dislike it anything. I think for me, because I was thinking about this a little bit today, and I think the difference for me is, improv is often you're doing it with other people. It's a team thing, versus stand up. You're still doing it with other people, even though the audience isn't supposed to talk. Sometimes they heckle, but also you have a microphone. Like, you can shout over anyone. So like you're up a little bit. Your power has increased because you have that microphone. And so you're in more control. You're amplified. Yeah. So I think that's I don't want to say dislike or whatever, but there's just the difference for me between improv and stand-up is just, I don't have control issues, but you have to surrender that. And you have to surrender when you get up and do stand-up too, because you have no idea what audience you're going to do. But you're still in a little bit more control because, again, you have the microphone, you have your set. You can, it's all on you. It's you versus you, really, when you're doing stand up versus it's you with people in improv. So that's the most difficult part between the two. But I wouldn't say like there's anything I don't like about improv.
Yeah. Let's say something doesn't work. And I think this applies to both art forms. Like, let's say you're in a scene with two other people and you have a solid intention, or you're trying to make the scene go a certain way, and it just doesn't work. In that particular scene, sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes your scene partner doesn't pick up on your intention. They don't pick up on where you're trying to take the scene. They've already made a character choice that they're locked into, whatever it is. Is it the same feeling for you when you've experienced that as it is when you're like, you tell a joke on stage and it doesn't work? Like maybe let's say it's a joke that you wanted to work well, or you in your mind think is going to kill, or something like that. Is that the same feeling?
No, I think it's different, because I think there's, I think it's different because on stage, if even if that your partner didn't support what you did, you still have that partner up there, those scene partners up there to kind of figure it out, or whatever. Whereas
you can lean on them.
Yeah, you can lean on a little bit, and it's like, and you can at least send signals, be like, hey, I don't know what you're saying. You know, you can like have your secret coded stuff, you know, phrases or whatever. Just I don't know,
or drop it and just follow them, follow their lead. That's what I do that all the time.
But like with stand up, if a joke doesn't land and it's just silence, and you're like, oh, what's great though is if a joke doesn't land, I think is acknowledge that it didn't land, and you can do that too. Yeah. And so, because there is that like heart stopping, I don't want to say heart stopping moment, but that moment where your heart sinks to your stomach a little bit, more so than in stand up, more so than in improv, because you're like, oh man, like you realize you're the only one there. You've got to bring the audience back in now because you lost them a little bit. Right. So a really good way to do that is just kind of deprecate the fact, just acknowledge what happened in the room.
It's like brevity. You're being vulnerable. You're providing brevity. You're acknowledging that joke didn't fucking hit.
Right.
And you're bringing it back. And I feel like I've heard this from stand-ups before, where you use that in between space to let the audience laugh a little bit maybe and acknowledge with you in order for you to build it back up to like your next bit. You actually can work ahead a little bit and go, all right, well, what do I have? What's up next? What's going to really bring him back?
If you can bring a callback in, that's magical too. Callbacks are always magical.
Yeah. Can I talk to you about a second about callbacks? This applies probably for me. That's fine.
Okay.
It's just going to be picked up by the mics. Take a big sip. Yeah. There he is. No, it's fine. I ought to be doing the same thing. Can I talk about callbacks? I've been doing improv for like 6 years, and I think I can think about maybe one time in my entire career performing improv that I've ever successfully done a callback. I feel like it takes an exceptional level of group mind within like a set between, like, let's say it's foul play. Yeah. You guys got to be on the same page the entire time in order for someone, either the original character who made the line or someone else in the group, to bring that line back or bring that call back or that even that character back. Like we learned at the Nest, I think definitely that it's like, you feel free to bring that character back. If it's funny. Absolutely. And it just, I feel like with montage shows, it just never happens.
It doesn't. I feel like it's tough. Everyone's so caught up in the moment sometimes that it really, it's hard to happen. And again, you don't want to do it too much either. You don't want to bring the character back like every other,
Have you ever seen that?
I've seen. But still, like once, like bring it back at the end or something like that.
He's fat. He's Fat Bob again. He came on as Fat Bob.
Like, because eventually you just became labeled as that character now if you're doing that too often. But
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I don't know. Callbacks.
It's hard. It's hard. Just a shout out to anyone that can successfully do a callback. Please comment how I do that, because I don't know what I'm doing. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's the best part about this. What did I say to you last year when I did a rep? I am just like you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I told the room, I was like, look at me. Like, you can see that maybe you've seen me do shows. I'm not. I have all the same issues that you have, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I digress.
No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, comedy is one of the most human things. I think it's interesting because people call it an art, but I think it's also a science because it requires a lot of experimentation, trial and error. Yeah. It requires knowledge of psychology, especially stand-up, I think, too, is, to have sort of best practices of how knowing what audiences are going to respond to versus what not to respond to. Why an audience pulls back, something like that. When the audience pulls back, that's psychology, and how to bring them in. Or even, I like to start out sets right now with just a little bit of crowd work because it makes it feel more ephemeral. It's like, because even though personal, right? Even though, and it brings the audience in a little bit, because even though they know that you're going to be doing your written material, the fact that you're clearly doing something that you didn't really plan, you're just kind of riffing up there. I love that so much. I love comics who do that, because especially if they just go right into their set, like as after that riffing, it just feels so right. Like you can tell. I've seen, for example, I think Tyson Colson is a local stand-up, and he's getting huge, but he's like one of the people I note in my head about doing that, because I've seen Tyson do the same material dozens of times, but it always feels really, really new every time I see it, because he comes out there, he uses silence as a tool, but he's just amazing at crowd work. He's just amazing at talking to people. And so then then he just segues right into his stuff, and it just feels like you saw something new, even though I'm watching him do the same set. Yeah, right, exactly.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is cool.
Yeah.
In real life, I left the keys for the studio, the doors for the Nest Theater.
Okay.
Basically, I've taken over the whole theater, and somebody is here to open it to teach level 2.
Oh.
So stay exactly right where you are.
Okay.
And we'll be right back after a short break. And everyone, welcome back to This Ephemeral Life. Everything's fine. Matt Cook is still here.
I'm still here.
Matt, I have one more question for you. It's an important one. What's your favorite kind of bread?
Crap. It's the
think about it. Take your time.
No, it's that mix. Like it's like a pumpernickel rye mix.
Pumpernickel
rye mix. Yeah, I love that. Get a Reuben on some of that marbled type pumpernickel rye mix.
That's really your favorite? That's so amazing.
Good. Yeah, so good.
What I like about that is it reminds me a little bit about you as a performer.
Oh, yeah?
You do a little bit of improv. Yeah. You do a lot of bit of stand-up, kind of like a marbled rye.
I'm a marbled rye. I like that.
Dude.
That's the new screen name. This new handle. Yeah,
don't even do that.
I know. It's Marbled Rye.
No one will know what you're talking about until they tune in to this episode of This Ephemeral Life.
I'll do it after. Marbled Rye Matt. Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of that, before we go,
yeah,
you do have some social media. I know you're out grinding. You can't give away specific dates because we don't know when this is coming out. But tell everybody what you're doing, where you're doing it. If you have an Instagram, go ahead and
sure. So right now I'm at the Nest. I'm playing with improv teams Foul Play. I think we have one more show before auditions, and then I'm also playing with Sticky Delivery. That's me and my friend Laura. So we have we have shows coming up. Whatever. Look at the website for that here. But then as far as stand up, I'm honestly just grinding on open mics right now. I finally got to do like my first paid show. July, I think it was. And that was awesome. My one goal this year was just get paid to do stand-up once.
Sweet.
And I did it.
Nice.
So now, I'm working on goals for next year. But yeah, you can catch me at a gazillion open mics. For anyone interested in doing open mics, as I said earlier, improv people, I just highly recommend it just to get stage reps. Follow join the Columbus Comics thread or the group on Facebook.
Right.
They have the schedule of all the open mics, I think, pinned to the top. And then if anyone wants to follow me, my screen name or my Instagram handle is @MattFuckingCook. No G.
I was gonna say no G.
No G. Just fucking. Just a classic fucking.
How long have you had that handle?
I think just this year.
That says a lot about you as a person.
I just met it. Yeah, I actually, it's funny. There was my friend Jen Ryan, who I think she still does some stuff here at the Nest. I think she's doing Word.
I know Jen.
Yeah, Jen's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, I've done Word with her multiple times. She's great.
I actually saw her. I was at La Chavetta, the cigar bar, and she walked by, and I ran out and talked to her, and then I ran back in, and I was like, wait. She's the reason. She won years ago. I was going through some rough stuff, and she's like, "You're Matt fucking Cook," and for some reason that stuck with me. Like a decade later, and so I changed it. So I went out, I was like, "Jen, I got to give you a hug because, that has stuck with me." So
that's amazing.
So that's where it came from. So shout out Jen Ryan. Too.
Shout out Jen Ryan. She's the best. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you. If I were to say, if you guys want to try stand up in Columbus, and you see Matt, you come up and ask him questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking comedy a stupid amount. It's like, don't let me corner you at a party, because I will not you specifically, it's anybody.
No, I just like you to talk about comedy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Other than that, he's totally approachable. He's a nice guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not going to corner you at anything.
Yeah. Cool. We can talk about anything. Buck cherry, ICP, Fago, whatever. Just,
no correlation. Matt, on that note, we're going to get you out of here so you can go to an open mic.
I got one. I'm the number 2 spot tonight.
Yeah,
so
we got to get you out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. This was great.
You are literally one of the inspirations for starting this podcast, and I'm really happy to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we'll get you back on another time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In the meantime, keep being Matt fucking Cook.
I can't be anything else.
And there you have it, folks.
Cool.
This has been another episode of This Ephemeral Life. Shout out to Pumpernickel Rye. Take that with you. Mm-hmm. I'm Adam Vyers. You can find this podcast on Instagram as well. It is at This Ephem Life. So take the raw off the back end. This Ephem Life on Instagram is where the podcast is located, and we'll be back with more episodes. There's also going to be a ton of content coming out on this podcast network. This is the Roost Podcast Network here at the Nest Theater. Very excited to get some stuff rolling on that soon. So look out for that wherever you stream, listen, watch podcast. Once again, I'm Adam Vyers. Thanks for coming out, everybody. And like I always say, yes, and the world will end with you. That's great. See you later. Bye. Bye. I don't know what that was.
You're listening to a podcast on the Roost Nest Podcasting Network, executive produced by the Nest Theater and Comedy Arts Center. Co-founded and funded by Rance Rizzuto and Tara DiFrancisco. For more information on the Nest Theater, go to nesttheater.com.
Roost.
Nest Podcasting Network.